Trish. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I am really excited to be cooking with a guest chef. I have the Lavender Man from the Lavender Boutique in East Wenatchee, Washington. He's going to show us how to make simple syrup using lavender.
Thank you, Trish. I'm really excited about being here in Astoria and at the Ivy House. It's absolutely fantastic here.
What do we need to get started on our simple syrup?
As the name alludes to, simple syrup is really simple. You need a saucepan, about a quart size, a cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and a quarter cup of culinary lavender. That's the most important thing, is the culinary lavender. If you don't use culinary lavender, you're going to be disappointed in how your syrup tastes. It will be bitter, it will be too floral, and it will be like eating soap. So please make sure you have culinary lavender.
Where is a good place to obtain culinary lavender?
Culinary lavender is available throughout the Pacific Northwest at Lavender Northwest Farms. I happen to be one of the Lavender Northwest Farms, and you can get your culinary lavender in 10 different varieties at thelavenderboutique.net.
Is there anything special that we need to do if we were to grow lavender at home that was culinary grade? Is there a special way to prepare it?
Culinary lavender, today we're using dried culinary lavender. You can use the culinary lavender fresh off the bush, freshly harvested. Today we're using the dried. Lavender is a herb, and sometimes people prefer to use the dried herb because it's more responding and more definite, more stable of a taste. Whereas when it's fresh, sometimes it can be a little bit more radical.
I'm excited to see how to do this recipe. I haven't worked with fresh lavender or dried lavender before, so this is a new experience for me. What should we do first?
Well, we're going to put the water in the saucepan, and then we're going to put it on high heat till it boils. You want it to boil. Once it boils, we'll add our other ingredients. Now that the water's boiling, we can add our sugar. Make sure you stir your sugar to help it dissolve. Today we're using a slotted spoon. The culinary lavender bud. Now you want to come through and stir that in to make sure that the water and the bud have mixed. Otherwise, the bud will float on top. Once you've done that, put the lid back on, and you want it to simmer 10 to 15 minutes.
Can I expect this to change in consistency at all? Will it be a little bit thicker?
It will be about the same consistency of water. We haven't added that much sugar to cause it to be thick like a syrup or a maple syrup.
Does it change the color any?
Yes. As the water is boiling, simmering, it will rupture the oil capsules of the bud, releasing the flavor to the sugar molecules, where the sugar molecules will capture it, and it also will bleed out the color of the bud. When we go to strain it out, the color of the bud will be light gray. So the recipe we're using today is a single batch, but you can easily scale that up to a quart of water, a quart of sugar, and 1 cup of lavender culinary bud.
Here we're showing you the various hues of the different strains of lavender when they're converted into syrup. As you can see, they're wildly different.
Let's check on our syrup.
Oh, that looks good. It smells amazing too. What are we going to do next?
We're going to take it off the heat, and we're going to let it to cool slightly before we strain it out.
Very good.
So we're ready to do the straining. Look at that beautiful, deep, rich color.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
I'm straining out the sugar water from the lavender bud. Normally, that would be just all lavender bud, no stalks. The only lavender we had today was some that had stalks on it, so we decided to make it with that.
This is perfect, and it's really congruent with my philosophy of working with what you have. You don't have to have exactly the most perfect thing to make a really delightful dish. We can improvise, and sometimes things turn out a little different than we expected, but equally delicious, and it's a fun surprise.
Now that it's strained out, we'll put it into our storage container.
Look at that lovely rich color.
It is finished before the 2 weeks come up because it's so tasty.
I often take a piece of tape or write on the top of the lid the date that I've prepared it, and then I know how long I can leave it in the refrigerator. On my jars, there's a space to put the date. And that helps us to keep a good inventory of our food and not let it go too long. You know what, Lavender Man? I think that we should go ahead and make some lavender lemonade for our audience.
Lovely. We have a little less than 4 cups of lemonade, 4 ounces approximately of lavender syrup.
Here is our beautiful finished product. We have made 2 servings of lavender lemonade. It looks fancy, but you were there and you saw that it's really fairly straightforward and easy to do. It's a wonderful treat on this warm spring day. I hope that you make this. I know you're going to have really good results, and I hope that you love it. Have a good week and bon appetit.
Cheers.